Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elliott Ware, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Of course, you all know I normally make like fitness-related content, but today I want to switch it up a little bit and talk about like college tips, my college experience, all those different sorts of things. Recently, if you checked out any of my previous videos, you know that I just graduated from college, and I was sitting down thinking that it'd be really cool to make a video just about like what I learned, as well as what other people have told me that they learned really from their college years and what somebody had told them, you know what I'm saying, before they had started school. So if you are about to go to school, or really even if you're still in school, hopefully these tips really help you out on your college journey. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, and also if you want to see other content that's different from fitness, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I appreciate any and all feedback. Quick recap, of course, I went to Mississippi State University. I graduated in the fall of 2021 with my bachelor's degree in software engineering. Had a great experience, met a lot of people, did a lot of really cool things. I also made some mistakes, and you know what I'm saying, when we're talking about college, that's something everybody does, is make mistakes. But it's all about learning from them and building back better so that like ultimately you can complete school and go on to your career. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our first tip, which tip number one is gonna be go to class. Now, this is something that may be cliche and it may be obvious, but in school, especially in college, there's a lot of freedom, and there are some classes that don't necessarily always have to go to because absence isn't taken or the teacher posts the notes online. And so sometimes students will talk themselves out of going to class, and I would highly advise against this. Actually go to class. It can be really good to just see the material, print it out in front of you. Also, it builds discipline, just going to class consistently over the course of a semester, a year, and really your entire college career, to be honest. And going to class, again, you retain the information a little bit better, as well as you hear tidbits of what the teacher is expressing about the class or about the material that he or she doesn't necessarily put on Canvas or in an email. So again, going to class is really good for just learning the information a little bit more, being better with the material, as well as getting rapport with your professors, which we'll talk about later on in the video. So again, tip number one, go to class. Tip number two is going to be save your money. Now in school, financial literacy, financial independence is something that's very important. Of course, when you're in college, you're essentially living on your own, and you're really looking out for yourself, especially financially. Now, if you're in a position where parents or someone helps you financially, again, this is good, and also you can take advantage of this, correct? Some students work, but regardless of like where your money's coming from, when you're in school, it's always about being smart with it. And whether it be loans that some students take out, or financial aid, or refund checks that people get, some people get in the mentality that this is money that's coming to me and I can just do whatever I want with it. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want with your money, especially if you work hard for it. But again, especially in college, it's good to build those financial literacy skills before you get out into the real world. So we're talking about saving our money, budgeting, even investing, finding ways to invest even when you're in school through like Robinhood, Acorns, and plenty of other financial apps that you probably see videos about on YouTube. But really what I'm talking about is, again, be like financially minded. Don't just blow through all the money that you receive as graduate from high school presents, any kind of side job, refund checks, or anything. Be smart with it, save it, and invest it if you can. Tip number three is going to be exercise. I can't be the fitness guy that makes fitness videos and not talk about exercising in my college tips. Exercising is something that personally for me really helped me get through school. It was just a way to let go of my anxiety and let go of my stress after I got done with the long day classes, or I got done studying with a test, or I just got done with a test. Most, especially like big schools, have a rec center or something like that where you can go work out and do different activities, whether it be shoot hoops, swim, any kind of things. It's all about being active, and it kind of helps take your mind away from the rigor of schoolwork. And it's also good to just be in shape and be a healthy person, especially in those college years. Tip number four is going to be join some organization. This polo that I'm wearing now, it was a MSU Roadrunners polo. That was something I did in school. I was a roadrunner. I would actually give tours to high school students, and that was really fun. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, as well as kind of have an impact on the university. Most schools have like a lot of organizations that you can join, and they have things geared towards like certain interests. So like me, I was really into working with high school students and kind of telling them things about MSU that I didn't know. Kind of like what I'm doing now about college. It's crazy how things come full circle. Whether it be like rec organizations, intramural league, student government, community service, there's always something to do. And the cool thing about joining organizations is that one, you get to have an impact on your campus, and then two, you get to meet like a lot of cool people, you get to meet some staff, and again, make those connections that can really be valuable around the time that you're graduating and look for a job. Tip number 5, we'll happy with them for those guys. Tip number 5, and this is going to be a weird one, and it is go in undeclared. Another organization I was in, Freshman Navigators, is where we would kind of mentor freshmen during their first year. And a lot of them would like pick majors that really weren't for them and that they really didn't like, but they were under the mindset that just coming to a place like MSU, an SEC school, that they had to have a major picked out, what they were going to do with that major once they graduated, held them back and kind of put them in a little bubble, really hard to get out of, especially when we're talking about classes that you know you aren't ready for or really aren't interested in, and you kind of not performing well in those classes. So when I say going undeclared, look, it's your first year. Basically, everybody's taking the same classes anyway when you're talking about Comp 1, Cal 1, Chem 1, so on and so forth. So going in undeclared, you can really go in, get like a solid experience in college, talk around with some different people, and really figure out which major is suited for you. And then halfway through your freshman year, you can decide upon the major that you want. Now, it's important to pick a major at some point. Really for like freshman students, sometimes going in undeclared can be more advantageous than picking a major and getting stuck in that major, especially in your first year. Tip number 6 is going to be meet your professors. Now this tip is really important because kind of going back to what I said earlier, it's all about building rapport with your professors can really benefit you really throughout the class, and then especially when the classes are ending. By going to meet your professors, when you introduce yourself, and there'll be a lot of times when students will ask for extra credit assignments or any other help from the professor towards the end of class when it's too late, and the professor is like, oh, I don't know this person, they're just reaching out to me now. Whereas you took advantage of the opportunity early on to meet your professor and build rapport with them. One thing I used to do all the time was I go to my teacher's office hours during the week, which was this time where they kind of were in their office and that I could go and ask for help. And this was really good for, again, getting to know them and really for any questions that I had about the class or about the material, which like really all college students have questions no matter what class it is. So it's always good to just go and get that extra help. And then again, you get to know the professor, they get to know you, and they really see that you're really trying in class. My next tip is to dress well. Here in college, again, people have a mindset, I'm just going to class, let me throw some on, just to go to class to come back home. And while this works for some people, especially in college where, you know, your time and schedule is all over the place, and sometimes you just have to throw some on to get from point A to point B. I say, if you can, really upgrade your look, upgrade your style. Whether you're a male or female, just try to be a little bit more presentable because it's a college campus and you never know who you're going to meet. And it's also building a practice for, you know, when you're going to interviews, talking with any potential employers. Now, I'm not saying you got to wear a suit all day, every day, but again, just try to upgrade your look from time to time and just be a little bit more presentable. There's nothing wrong with wearing jeans and a polo from time to time or putting on a belt or putting on a watch. You don't always have to wear sweats and slides. Number 8. Tip number 8 is going to be attend any kind of career fair as well as go check out your school's career center. So basically at MSU there was a career fair held once a semester where around like 200 companies will come and kind of talk with students about jobs, internships, and co-ops. And this was really cool because, you know, you got to speak one-on-one with recruiters, learn more about companies, get them to learn a little bit more about you, and again, potentially have a job opportunity. I think I got like 2 of my internships during school based off the career fair. It's always a really good opportunity just to go and meet companies and again, potentially land a job. Even if you don't get anything from the career center, it's always good practice when you're talking about finding a job, speaking with the recruiters, talking about your resume, things like that. And also if your school has a career center, I would say like go up there at least like once every 2 weeks, once a week, just to like speak with somebody, tell them, hey, I'm such and such and I'm looking for a job or internship with such and such. And they can really update you on the different opportunities coming into the university. So again, you get to be in the know of what's going on, so you potentially land a really good job. Tip number 9 is to become well acquainted with your campus. And when I say that, kind of know where things are and what things are. So things like the financial aid office, the registrar's office, know what classes you need to take, who your advisor is, things like that. Also where the tutoring centers are if you need help, as well as things like the library. Know your resources that are on the campus and where those resources are. I guarantee you, like at some point throughout your college experience, you're going to need to go to these different offices and ask for something, like something with your financial aid, something with your scholarship, something with your registrar and your registration, which like sometimes, you know, these offices kind of work together when you're talking about things like financial aid and registration. And all these resources are really designed for you as a student, for you to go and take advantage of them. Okay, tip number 10 and our final tip in this college tips video is going to be have fun. College, it comes to an end at some point, or should come to an end at some point. It goes by pretty fast and you look up and one day it's over. So definitely enjoy it. Again, like I said earlier, we all make mistakes. It's all about learning from them and becoming a better person from them. I enjoyed my time at MSU. I met a lot of really cool people and really learned a lot about myself, which ultimately is really the coolest thing about college. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Fresh Prince when Will wants to drop out of school because he quote unquote already found a job. And Uncle Phil told him, college isn't about finding a job, it's about finding yourself. I really can't agree with that more. You learn a lot about yourself in college, which really makes it special. And if you've already finished college, congratulations. If you haven't finished college yet and you're trying to, good luck. I believe in you. My name is Elliott Ware. I appreciate you checking out this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like. Also subscribe for any kind of content that I got coming. And if there's anything that you want to see from me, whether it be fitness related or non-fitness related, be sure to drop it in the comments. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all in the next video.